Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have two games for you. We once again face Dagenham and Redbridge, this time away from home, and we follow it up with a game just 4 days later against Eastleigh. As you can see by the league table in the bottom right, we do remain in the top half, but we are hanging on to the playoffs by the skin of our teeth at the moment. We really are in a bit of a rough run of form. Obviously, since you were last with us, we had that tough run of games um, in December as well. Obviously, we won the game against Woking 4-0, which finished off the episode nicely. But since then, it has still been a bit of a tough run of form. We got absolutely battered away at Accrington by 4 goals to 1, and a 2-0 defeat followed at home to South Shields. But we've only lost one in our last four, to be fair. So a 1-0 draw against Boreham Wood, a 1-0 win against Kings Lynn, a 2-1 defeat, which is a bit disappointing really, away at Dorking, and then a 3-1 win with a rotated side against Altrincham at home. Blackwell and Esong were on the score sheet in that game. That's how rotated we were. It has been a bit of a tough time. The players are getting a little bit tired. It's quite a heavy run of fixtures at the moment. So going into these two games, I'm just hoping that we can find some good results and try and keep this momentum going to maintain our push for the playoffs. Chris Crooks is under transfer bid at the moment as well. The transfer window is going to shut in a day or so. He's potentially going to either Hull or West Bromwich Albion in a £20,000 deal, which of course naturally would be a record sale for the club. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure if he's going to go. He has still been playing, but obviously, because of the nature of everything, he is a player that I'm trying to just kind of filter out of the squad for this moment in time. Uh, Lemony Evans wanted a new contract, so we've offered him a new contract. He wanted £1,000 a week, so we've managed to sort that out for him. And obviously, we have got a couple of players that are still wanted by other clubs as well. The key thing for me realistically is we just want to keep the core of the team as is. And obviously, if we can make a big push for the playoffs this year, um, that would be phenomenal, realistically. We're predicted to finish in mid table, but from a general perspective, I thought we were going to be in a relegation fight, and yet we are still defying expectation despite that poor run of form that we've had recently. And yeah, it's just going to be what it'll be. Um, Sorry. I'm just trying to read the messages that I can put out there. Stupidly, I've started all this and I haven't put my glasses on. So it's going to be what it'll be. And hopefully the lads can perform at their best. I can see without my glasses, but it's never quite as clear as it could be. Um, but we'll see how things go. Um, Fortunately, I can read the player names as they were knocking the ball about there from kickoff. So we'll see how we get on. It could be quite an interesting one going forward. Um, Obviously, realistically, we did beat Dagenham and Redbridge recently. It's the kind of game that we need to be winning if we want to continue the push in the right direction. Um, if we drop points today, we could drop down as far as 10th place if other results go the other way. So it's there is a very rough uh, set of circumstances that could befall us today if it goes wrong, as Cooney doesn't need to make the save, but again, from a defensive perspective, not ideal as we were trying to close down Wes Harding there, and it wasn't very good defending. We need to pick things up a little bit. They've got a flat back seven. We need to be putting the pressure on and try and get inside those wing backs. The wingers have been a little bit quieter recently. We have struggled a little bit more for goals. Obviously, from the start of the season, Hugh Parker and Tony were brilliant, but Tony is carrying the team a little bit more recently. Hugh has really struggled to get things going, and we've actually got a proper injury here, which is something we've not had for quite some time, and typically we haven't actually got a right winger available. So Hugh Parker's going to have to go out wide today, and we're going to get Esong on as the second striker, and we'll see how we go from there. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one. Stockley in an ideal world, would have come on today, but I have left him off the bench, which seems a bit of an oversight on my part. So we'll have to see how things go. But it's a big opportunity. If it is a major injury there for Malachi Sharp, it is an opportunity for Palmer to work his way into the team, and maybe even Pavey as well. Pavey really has struggled to break his way into the side. Um, but we'll just have to keep working at it and see what happens. I've told the lads that we're not too happy. It's been an even game, but realistically, we've not been creative enough. We've not seen a single positive highlight so far, and that ball forward was quite reasonable, but Isong couldn't get anywhere near it. And I've just seen the height mismatch between Isong and the centre back, and it is quite substantial, to be honest, as Mullin plays it out wide to Harrock. Good tackle from Jamari Lindsay. Emerson coming down this left-hand side, charging forward. He was the other side of the wing back, but it's really good recovery run from him. But Emerson going alone here, and he's got to be hitting the target there. And again, we have to think back to earlier in the campaign before that tough run of games. Before that run of games, I think we're scoring a goal there. And we just need to build our confidence up a little bit again. As the ball gets played into Tony, he was way offside after the touchdown from Hugh Parker, but at least we are showing some positive signs. Murray Home with the ball in, who incidentally, Murray Home is on a yellow card, so I am keeping an eye on that as we get towards half an hour to go. And it's been quite an even game, but again, possession-wise, we've certainly been outplayed a little bit today. Murray Home is going to come off for Lemony Evans, and I'm just keeping an eye on player fitness as well. It's been a bit of a concern recently, and we do have options within the squad that can improve matters as well. We're going to get our youth player Bayodi on for Emerson. Incidentally, Bayodi and Blackwell have come into the team again recently from the youth academy, so they are getting selected still. It's just taking them a little bit more time to break into what is a slightly better squad than we had last year. So going into the last half hour, a few changes made. Big opportunity for Bayodi on that left-hand side. Lemony Evans, of course, as well. Big opportunity for him in the midfield. We've offered him a new deal because he's got a wealth of experience, realistically, and he could prove invaluable if we are in a promotion fight in the playoffs come the end of the season. And I think because of the fact that we've been up this area of the table for the whole season, I'd be disappointed if we didn't make the playoffs. But at the same time, from a quality perspective, it wouldn't surprise me too. So that's a good delivery in, and Hugh Parker, again, earlier in the season, he was scoring those type of chances. Lindsay looping the crossing. But unfortunately, Hugh Parker, obviously, he's out on the right-hand side today now. But unfortunately, just didn't quite work out for him, and he couldn't hit the target. Cooney claiming the ball quite nicely there. Jamari Lindsay into Bayode. Cuts inside, finds Charlie, back to Lindsay, lofts it over the top, and Esong has managed to get in behind here, and Esong has scored, but again, it's been disallowed for offside, and that was a tight offside call, I think, to be honest. We don't see the replay on that, but that was very, very tight, and I think, to be honest, we've been a little bit unlucky today. I mean, you look at the chance creation side of things, Dagenham have had more attempts on target and have had more of the possession. XG very, very even. And yeah, a little bit disappointed that it's finished 0-0. Again, as I mentioned before, we are struggling a little bit for goals. But at the same time, it's the first time for a little while that we've managed to keep a couple of clean sheets. So we still remain in 7th place following the draw. Luckily, other results didn't go completely against us. And certainly something to build on, ready for our home game against Eastleigh. So it will be an interesting one. Malachi Sharp is going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, which is a big shame. And Peter Krug has announced that he's going to retire at the end of the season. He's retiring. Wait, he's retiring from football at the current level. So, by the looks of it, come the end of the season, he's basically just going to be leaving the club. which is a bit of a shame, but Cooney has well and truly took his place in the squad. So it's understandable, realistically. And with a few days to go until the next game, we'll get through a little bit of the red tape before that, and then we will come back for Eastleigh, and hopefully we can fight out to get another win on the board. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game at home against Eastleigh. Chris Crooks, our youth academy prospect, who has been playing a lot of games, of course, has now left the club. He has gone to West Bromwich Albion on deadline day for £20,000. He's instantly worth between 200,000 and £1 million. So I feel like it's a raw end of the deal, but considering the nature of the club that we are, I think £20,000 is quite reasonable. And once again, there is a little bit of rotation in there today. Cooney starting in goal as per usual, with Lindsay, Bruder, Bakari and Hughes coming in at the back. Lemony Evans and Murray Home are going to partner in midfield, with Emerson on the left, Palmer on the right, and Blackwell is going to start up front with Weston. I think, to be quite honest, I mean, I don't know why my assistant's so against Jaden Stockley. We'll put Stockley in the team today. We've got a couple of the youngsters on the bench anyway. Dembele signed a new contract as well, which is ideal. So yeah, we are getting there, and obviously Sharp is injured as well. So a big opportunity for the likes of Darren Palmer and also Pavey today. Pavey is going to come onto the bench ahead of Bayode. I think we need that option for a player that can play on both sides. Hugh Parker drops out; he's not quite fully fit. Um, so yeah, we will see how things go. I mean, one of the youth players that have come in on occasion, they have played quite well. I mean, that previous game, of course, that we won against Altrincham, the 3-1 win, Blackwell did manage to score his first goal of the season in that match. So there's positive signs with the youngsters. But I'm not quite ready to fully commit to them. In the National League North, yes, I would have committed to them a little bit more, which we did, of course, just because of the slight level of quality in terms of slight level of difference between the two leagues. It might just be too much of a step up for these youngsters at the moment. Chris Crooks was an anomaly. He was very, very good when he came through the academy, and he really did play well every time he came into the team. And as such, he's earned himself quite a big money move to the championship. And we can hardly begrudge him that, can we, considering the level we're at as things stand. Early stages would suggest it's going to be another one of those matches that are going to be quite tight, but we are actually keeping the majority of possession at the moment, which is highly unusual. Wells Morrison plays it back to, oh my word, that was nearly an own goal there. Townsend just about managing to keep his footwork on the go as Hughes wins the header. Murray Home couldn't quite get onto it. Woolley now to Ellis, and now Martin. Back into Ellis, Maturin with the header across to Woolley, and he's hit the post, and Hughes manages to get it clear. And I mean, both sides getting away with it a little bit there. Bakari on a yellow card, I've noticed as well. So again, we'll have to be a little bit wary of that. But I mean, it was almost an own goal. Luckily for Eastleigh, the goalkeeper Townsend managed to get his feet right. But then obviously they went to the other end and hit the post. And I think we weren't as tired last season. This season it has been a little bit harder, but of course we're up against teams that are fully professional as well. Former League Two clubs, of course, that are professional, and I think that can make the big difference at times, to be honest. And that's a decent. I mean, it was an okay headed clearance, but Maturin breaking into the area, it's cleared away, and again they've hit the woodwork, and Cooney, luckily on the follow up, manages to make the claim. But we're really struggling to get ourselves into this match at the moment. Both sides with the same number of shots on target, but Eastleigh again looking like the better side, as a number of teams have done in recent weeks. It's been a very concerning run of form for us, but we just keep grinding out results. It's very, very tight in those playoff areas at the moment in terms of points. I think realistically, we're not going to really properly break into the playoffs now. I think it's going to be a smash and grab if we are going to make it into 7th place, for example. And I think that's going to be the best chance we've got, realistically. Um, looking at the teams above us, they're not making the mistakes that we are, and they are very much doing better at the moment. And I mean, looking at the match stats today, Eastleigh will feel very hard done by that they're not winning. Three players going for the same defensive header there as Woolley picks it up and finds Hardy, but they're finding their way out here. And Murray Home, luckily from our perspective, manages to get a challenge in. Lindsay looking over the top, and Stockley, he's beaten the keeper to the ball, and he's played it across. And I mean, Stockley was actually offside there, so it wouldn't have worked out at all realistically. But he did beat the keeper to it. So Townsend has had a couple of shaky moments, but again, we've just not really looked at it again today. Hughes with a delivery. Stockley, I mean, Emerson charged in to win that header. Stockley's 6'3", and he stood there, watched it go over him, and Emerson has just smashed a header over the bar. It's no wonder Stockley's not been scoring for us, is it, realistically? If he's not even going for those type of chances, he's got to be doing better. I think I think we bring Hugh Parker on, to be honest. We'll switch the roles around a little bit. Bakari being on the yellow card, I'm a little bit worried about. So I think we'll bring Sean Raggett on for him. But we just need another outlet. We'll get Charlie Pavey on for Darren Palmer as well. Big opportunity for both of them to try and work their way into the team today as well, as I've mentioned before. And I mean, realistically, going forward, we've been absolutely shocking, to be honest. I think we'll move Tony Weston. I mean, I'm going to get Esong on again, and I think we'll do it that way and have Hugh Parker on that right hand side again, because them crosses to the far post could end up quite dangerous, but it also means that we've still got the big man on in a set piece situation. Not that we ever seem to see ourselves score from set pieces. It is a bit of an anomaly if we do so. Here is Lindsay down the left-hand side, finds Pavey, looks over the top for Esong, chance to use his pace, and he loses possession, but it's fallen for Pavey, who strikes it from distance, and Townsend manages to hit onto the post, and Hugh Parker got there on the rebound, but unfortunately the shot does drop over the crossbar. I mean, Townsend, that is a phenomenal bit of goalkeeping from him to manage to touch that onto the bar. Murray home into Weston, and now Pavey. And he's played it down the line, and number 7, Lemony Evans, just didn't track it at all, and it's easily cleared away. But Raggett picks it up into Pavey again. Pavey's seeing a lot of the ball. He's miles offside. It's a superb finish again, but again he's offside. He did the exact same thing in the game against Dagenham. He's got a big opportunity to work his way into the team at the moment, because like I say, striker-wise, we are struggling for goals. And he's showing that he can be quite a dangerous option for us, but he's just not able to stay on side each time. And I'm a little bit frightened of what could happen here as Hardy plays it to the right side, and Akpan gets into the penalty area and fires it home. And Eastleigh take probably a deserved lead, to be honest. And this could be 2 games without a goal now. And yeah, not ideal for sure. Bit of a concern. And I think realistically, we could be heading for the mid-table finish that the season preview predicted. We've had a major drop-off, and we've lost all of our consistency. We've lost all of our confidence, I think, as well. And in front of goal, we've just looked completely absent. We need to try and rescue something from the game. Can I not change the tactic from here? Can I not change the tactic here? No? Am I missing something? Why can I not change things around? I can make a substitution, but I can't do anything. I can't change the tactic. How does that work? Um, that's really confusing me. Well, we'll confirm the change that we've done anyway, and I suppose that's going to be that. Charlie Weston coming on in the midfield with Lemony Evans. And here is Townsend launching it forward to this left-hand side. And Hugh Parker gets onto it, finds Charlie into Yestin. Hughes coming down this right side, swings it in. Esong is challenging with a defender who is probably 6 foot bigger than he is, as Martin finds Woolley. Out to this left-hand side for Maturin, and again, we've just lost our shape again, and we just can't seem to get ourselves going at the moment, and it is starting to be a bit of a worry. I'm not going to change formation because we know it works. It's just building that confidence in the team again. But 2 games without a goal, disappointing performances overall, realistically. We've created chances, we've not taken any of them. And all of a sudden, I'm pretty certain now that we are going to be dropping out of those playoff places. The board do keep offering me a new contract, by the way. That's something that's happening quite regularly at the moment. However, until I'm going to hold my nerve until the end of the season at least, purely because as much as I'm enjoying my time here, I want to progress with the coaching. I've said it in the last couple of episodes. I want to progress with the coaching badges. There is no point in me staying at a place where they're happy for me to just maintain a National C license and just work as much as we can work, and then that be the end of it. We need to progress. And at the end of the day, if that's not going to be an option, then we're going to have to try and change direction, even if it means taking a step back. It's a very tough position to be in, but it's getting to a point where I'm going to have to stand firm at some point. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. In terms of fixtures going forward, obviously much improvement is needed. A couple of games without a goal, not very good at all. We'll probably come back for Halifax and Cheltenham, and then Boston and Woking, a repeat of one of the previous episodes, will be the last couple of games of the season. But Halifax and Cheltenham, we'll get another 6 or 7 games under our belts, because I do think that unless we have a massive upturn in form, we are going to be in for a struggle. But unfortunately, from our perspective, that tough run of games where we barely won a match is what we come up against for our last fixtures in the whole of April, basically. So tough times ahead. Let's see if we can build any kind of momentum and push on from there. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.